When he saw the line of prospective buyers lined up to make a bid, he quickly wrote out a deposit check. After all, everyone else was clamoring to make a bid. He didn't want to miss this great deal. And it was undervalued, just like all the books said to look for, right? Well, the unit Anthony purchased consisted of studio and one-bedroom apartments. That would have been great if they were near a college or university, someplace with a high percentage of young singles. Instead, the area in which the units were located had an average household size of 4.3 persons, and families with 4+ people don't live in studios and one-bedroom apartments. Anthony had a very small pool of prospective tenants from which to draw, and ultimately the majority of his units sat empty. A proverb attributed to King Solomon, considered one of the wisest and richest men to have ever lived, says, "An empty stable stays clean, but there is no income in an empty stable." This applies to rental units as well. They might stay clean, but unless you have a tenant in there, you have no income. The 30% equity that Anthony had when he purchased the undervalued property was quickly lost to vacancy costs, as he had to make mortgage payments with no income coming in. Needless to say, the property was unprofitable. You might think he should have questioned more diligently why that property was so undervalued, and done some additional digging to determine why the previous owner was willing to make such a great deal. You'd be right. Unfortunately for Anthony, he had read a book on rental property investing that strongly advocated the buy undervalued advice. Only once he dug a little deeper did he realize that there are many other important considerations when evaluating the potential profitability of rental property. Anthony was playing checkers. He saw an opportunity and he jumped on it. But then he was able to advance only one square, from being a prospective owner to an owner. That was as far as he got. Instead, he should have been looking several moves in advance. He should have already done his research and learned not just how to be an owner, but how to be a landlord. This is unfortunately a true story, and I see it happen to first-time investors all the time. There is more to buying rental investments than buying cheap. Undervalued does not necessarily mean a good investment. Learn about your prospective tenants. Most books, like the one Anthony read, teach the reader to look for the investment property. All they focus on is the building itself. But the truth is that in the time I have been in the rental investing business, bricks and mortar have never paid me rent. By that I mean the building does not pay the rent, people pay the rent. That is why most investors have trouble filling vacancies on their rental property and their cash flow suffers. I want you to think about rental properties in the way a big business like Walmart thinks about their customers. You have customers, just like Walmart does. Yours are your tenants. Have you ever been to a Walmart and noticed there were different items on the shelves, particularly in the front display areas, than in the last Walmart you visited? In one part of my city, before you even get in the doors at Walmart, the outdoor area is lined with plants, gardening tools, and patio furniture. 15 minutes away, in another part of town, the outside is lined with children's plastic swimming pools and portable grills. Walmart will not stock any items that the demographic in each particular area will not purchase. The first Walmart I mentioned is in a part of town where the demographic is homeowners who buy items to landscape their homes. Most of the homes in this area have in-ground pools, so they don't buy a lot of plastic pools. The second Walmart is in an area with a